Hi everyone. Congratulations on completing week 1 and welcome to week 2 of our cohort course. I'm really pleased with the participation levels you brought in last week and how interested you were in your colleagues' introductions and your participation online overall. I have some really important information for you about week 2, and that is about our online discussion. So I'm going to be going over what is critical about the online discussion we'll be having in week 2 and why it's critical, and then I'll go over what else to watch for in week 2. I want you to also know that I'm working here with a transcript that I will put in this announcement as well. I'll attach it to the announcement. But just wanted to show you that that is a way you can do these type of screencasts, is to work with notes on the side. So one of the critical things that we are doing this week is to have a small group discussion with your peers about a creative assignment idea. Now, because we did not have a large group discussion last week, and you can go back and look at Rebecca's announcement and screencast that was specific to the course design for week 1 to find out why we did that. But because we did not do a large group back and forth conversation, you really haven't experienced yet that give and take and that flow of online conversation. So it's critical that you get in on time and come back again and again every day to the conversation. So I'm going to go over a little bit about what we expect and why that's important. The most critical work you're going to be doing this week. So here I have our calendar, and I'm just moving a little bit out of the way so I can focus. So here's our calendar. Reviewing the resources, taking care of the appreciations Padlet, so you'll see that. But here in the middle, the small group discussion, that's critical, and I want you to pay careful attention to it. So this activity is posting an idea in your small group. You'll find your small group on the discussion group page, and I'll show you how to find that in a moment. And then you'll come back to it again and again. You'll also be offering feedback to others' ideas. So faculty find that this is really a beneficial, and they get so much out of being able to share an idea with some peers in a smaller group fashion instead of with our larger group of 18. So here you'll be in a group from 4 to 5 people generally. But having that small group approach to really hashing out an idea that they're thinking about for their online course really helps them feel more prepared as they go out to teach online, as well as feeling like they got some really great faculty development. They got some really great affirmation and support. To do that, however, requires everyone's intention and presence. So it's critical that you are in there. And you notice I'm using that word a lot, but it's because if you're not in there, it's like you're gone. If we were sitting in a face-to-face classroom and someone told you their idea and you didn't participate, that would be awkward, wouldn't it? It would be, it's just not, it would be, some people might consider it rude, or they would just wonder, did you even hear my question? What are you thinking? So in online, we have to show our presence and we have to show our participation. So each of you, by Friday evening, are going to post your idea in your forum. And then throughout the next several days, through Tuesday, you're going to go back in there and you're going to see how the conversation is taking shape. So again, for it to kind of flourish, and it really can flourish, it takes everybody being in there every day. So again, you don't have to be in there for hours at a time, but you might find yourself coming back in and checking in. Oh, I wonder how they responded to my idea. I asked a question of a member of the group, and I'm curious to see the response I got. So if you don't join in and you come in later, let's say Monday or Tuesday, you're going to miss it. It's like the party has moved on and you've come in and everybody's at the house next door. So we're pretty, again, pretty fierce and determined about this part. So this is a requirement of the course to get into the conversation and participate regularly throughout the length of it. We do this to help you feel more prepared for your own online facilitation. It takes experiencing a really good online conversation to really feel like you know what the dynamics are as you are facilitating it then with your own students. Where might be the peak and ebb? Where might it peter out? So that as you're designing activities, you have a sense of what types of questions expand conversation and what kinds of questions might limit conversation online. So there's a purpose behind this intention. As I mentioned, it's a requirement, and so if I don't see you in here on Friday, you'll be getting a reminder from me on Saturday, another gentle reminder, and please pay attention to it and get in right away. I know there's a lot of activities over the weekend. Sometimes emergencies come up. Be in touch with Rebecca and I as soon as possible if there is a challenge that comes up. I'm asking for maybe 30 minutes a day. I'm not asking that you have to be in there at 9 a.m. And stay in there for 2 hours. I'm saying plot out 30 minutes a day to go in and take note and engage with your peers. I think you will get a lot more out of it than you are putting in. So and on another note, be a really helpful colleague. Be open, be invitational, ask questions that expand the idea, things such as, I wonder what would happen if you tried X, for example. Or, try to open some creative thought. And again, creative thought is something we kind of get into when we're more engaged and more deeply involved in the conversation. So we have to kind of keep coming back to it. So things like, I wonder if you could think of this, or I wonder if this principle might apply. What about that idea? And opening up that conversation and not, I tried that once and that didn't work. That's going to close it down. So we want open, invitational language. The good news is, as I said earlier, faculty find this one of their favorite parts of the courses because they just find that they get so much affirmation and support, and they feel like, I've gotten a chance to basically workshop an idea with my peers before I have to apply it in my course. So the investment that you put in will be well worth it. If we don't see you participating, we'll reach out to you, and if you're not able to participate for whatever reason, again, we don't judge about that, but we will have you participate in the next cohort. We will also help you be ready to teach your online course, but we just may have you participate, or we'll have you participate in another cohort. So just be aware of that. Now, the other parts of the course. Another part faculty really enjoy about this week of the course is learning about universal design for learning, and Rebecca has put together an excellent resource for you that you can come back to again and again. So please explore that resource. It's the CAST UDL website, and then post some ideas and some strategies in the blog. We'll finish up with a 15-minute journal. Now, an optional activity here, and it is optional, is to try and leave a comment on a voice thread that I have put in the course. Let me go down to that. So here's our readings. Read those instructions carefully. The appreciations Padlet, that's really neat how that starts to shape up. It basically becomes affirmations of everyone's work in the course. Really neat thing to try in your own course. Here's the link for your online discussion forum. So you will click on that and then find your small group and go into it. The instructions are detailed there. Here is the link for the blog and the journal. And then here is the voice thread. I have instructions here about what to do, as well as another screencast on how to participate in the voice thread. So you can go ahead and participate in that if you'd like, or just wait. If you feel like this is more than enough this week, That's totally fine. Let me just show you how to find your discussion forum. If you scroll down, you will see that I have different small groups listed and the participants listed next to each one. So find the one where you see your name and enter into that one. So for example, if I was in this small group, I would go into that. You will create a thread. So click on that. You'll notice that the instructions repeat themselves here along with a downloadable document that you could print out and have it next to you if you wanted that to review the instructions that way. So the instructions reappear here. You give your thread a title. I advise you to make it as specific as you can, something about online discussion idea for sociology class, something like that. Down in the body of the message here, you're going to put specific information, but not so detailed that your idea gets really long. So just to give your colleagues a gist of the class, this type of students, what you're hoping this activity will achieve, you don't have to have it all fleshed out and figured out. That's what this conversation is about. And then put in what kind of feedback you'd like to get. Maybe you want feedback on possible pitfalls, or maybe you want feedback on, is this too big of an activity to ask to do in 1 week, kind of thing. So be specific about what you're looking for. And when you're done with that thread, you'll click Submit. And then come back in. You'll be coming back in, and just like some of you have done in the Raise Your Hand form, let me go back up and show you that. So in the Raise Your Hand form, I can show you how some of the threads look. So here are some threads of questions people asked throughout week 1. It tells me who has done it, and then over here, as I get unread posts and unread replies, I'll see that build over the weekend. So each small group discussion forum should have a thread from each member, and then to reply to someone, I click on that thread. So here's Lisa's question about Padlet, and here's her initial post, and then if I want to reply, I just click on reply and then post it. So that way you can reply targeted to one individual in the group. So enjoy the week. Hang in there. It's going to be a good week. And remember, Rebecca and I are here for you. Take care. Bye-bye.